Hello and welcome to Quantum Lucid. How are you observing others while they are physically not in your presence? In other words, whether it's somebody you are in contact with regularly, someone you work with, someone you live with, etc., etc. Doesn't matter if it's friends, colleagues, romantic partners, relatives, other people, irrelevant. It doesn't matter who they are. But how do you, by default, observe them? Do you actually catch your observations of them? Because that is what actually spins and builds the version of them that shows up to you the next time you encounter them. So, let's take romantic partner, for example, a romantic specific person, special person of interest. Because this is a hot topic. When they don't call you, they don't message you, they block you or ghost you, or it's been years, or it's just been 5 minutes, or it's been 5 decades. Whatever it is, what story are you telling yourself about them right now? Are they sitting on the toilet 24/7? Are they dealing with some stomach cramps? Are they locked up in prison? Are they doing somersaults? Are they volunteering with cats? You do know, right? Your observation of them does not have to make sense and does not have to be logical and does not have to be rational. You do know that? Well, you didn't know that? Well, here's the good news. Your observation of them can be there learning how to ballet dance, or they are writing poetry and books about you. Because sooner or later, if that's what they're doing, there's going to be a book published about you by them. They are pining for your love. They are painting your picture. How you interpret silences, how you interpret no contact or whatever the heck is going on, or even if they contact you and tell you to leave them alone, or your boss contacts you and speaks to you and gives you a letter of, I don't know, gets you fired, or your colleague creates a ruckus with you, whatever the situation is, what are you observing after the event is over? Do you observe that colleague going in a corner and crying and regretting what they've done and tearing up all those papers? Do you see your boss regretting his decisions? Do you see them taking meds and going to a mental home? Do you observe other people intentionally? Because that is the version that is going to be encountered by you in the physical and objective material reality the next time. So be very careful with your observations mid-encounters. Regardless of what they are saying to you, texting you, whatever is being posted, again, if you're an addict of social media, see my other videos about how social media cannot be source, but you are. You are ultimate source. If you give that power away to the internet and social media and other people and gossip, then that's your first loss. You will hardly manifest anything that you desire. How do you observe the people, places, things, and the world around you? The food that you bought from the grocery store yesterday, do you observe it rotting, or do you observe it staying fresh in the refrigerator for at least a week? How you observe things is exactly how it's going to represent or present itself the next time you view it and perceive it with your senses, such as your eyes and your brain. So if your pet is missing, what do you observe? Do you observe them missing, lost, wandering, hurt, dead? Or do you observe them running around in your house? Do you observe them sitting by the door? Do you observe them on your bed? What you observe in the in-betweens is what actually matters. See, all of reality is happening at the same time, but you make this judgment about it's not physically there versus it's physically there, therefore I am lacking something, or it's not there and therefore I need to manifest it. No, you are constantly manifesting, because I am doesn't see the physical and the non-physical. It's everything, everyone, everywhere, all at once. I wanted to make this video because it's a very simple thing to understand, but you do it automatically on autopilot, because if you had a bad situation with, say, your colleague or your boss, you continue that story with your continued observation and narration to your friends and family after you come home from work. How do you spin that story? Do you tell them that your boss is inviting you for a promotional meeting, or wants to promote you? Or do you say that they fired you, or they don't like you, or they hate you, or they're a jerk? How you narrate and how you observe goes together. So unless you are very confident about your observations, I would watch what you're narrating and observing at the same time, and be very cognizant that it is going in the favor of your desired outcome. If your desired outcome is to succeed and get promoted and do well in your job, you must turn things around as much as you can. And you can as much as you want, no matter how contradictory it is to the current situation. So how you observe them is absolutely up to you. If you observe your boss walking around naked in town and being confused and forgetting that he fired you, then that is exactly what's going to happen. He will forget that he fired you. And believe it or not, that's exactly what they're doing. You can make people dance around in circles and learn ballet if you want, because that is the power you have. You are not manipulating somebody else. There are many somebodies. There is more than one physical body to a person. That's why you call it versions. They are doing their own thing in their world. Do you know that there is a world where you exist physically in your boss's world, your friend's world, your enemy's world, where maybe you are a slave? Maybe you are the one getting fired and they're enjoying the benefits of it. Maybe you are in prison because they put you there. Do you know that's an actual, real, living, breathing, physical you that you are totally unaware of until you think about it? So equally, you are encountering and interacting with physical, real-life versions of these people. This is not the original them. There is no original you, and then there is no original them. Everything and everyone is available in versions, no matter how solid and one world it appears. Otherwise, a lot of things would remain impossible, and we are not dealing with impossibilities or unlimited things. Then we wouldn't even be in this knowledge-seeking world of manifestation and I am and consciousness and all these discussions and videos and constant comments, you wouldn't be in this world trying to understand and learn the knowledge that is God-given to you. Your birthright is to be and have and experience that which you desire. And this is the way to get through the first step. So who are you being is what are you observing? The observer observes. Even when there is silence, even when there is something or someone physically not present, your observations are your reality. So if you define that your specific person of interest has not talked to you in 20 years, you better redefine that stuff right now. And decide that not only have they talked to you, you have built memories and come up with those memories. Download them from the timeline of your choice because you actually did live them. Understand three-dimensionally and physically lived memories are all stored as mental images, so you can decide if any mental image was a three-dimensionally lived life, and that is what it will be. If you and your specific person never went boating, decide that you did. And you will have that event of having been boating with them so that the next time you can talk about that experience. You can mess around with your own mental images and memories and decide your timeline. That is your power. That is your free will. Learn to use it. It's all yours. Nobody and nothing can tell you what is a real memory versus what is a false memory. What is your truth is your truth. If you decide that for the last 20 years you and your specific person have been in the most passionate and fulfilling relationship or marriage, then that's exactly what it will be. You decide that here and now. Now is the only moment you'll ever have. The past is gone and tomorrow never comes. So it's always only now. You keep choosing and selecting the now moment, and that is all that you need to do until you arrive in that body suddenly placed in the middle of the whole enactment. Similarly to a night dream, ever wake up in the middle of a night when you're having a dream, but the dream was just a fragment? Meaning you never went to sleep and it's not like the opening credits of a movie and then the dream started and then the dream had a middle and then the dream ended and then the closing credits went down. You were always dreaming somewhere in the middle. There is no dream that has a beginning and then an end. It's always somewhere, somehow, in between, in a certain random or not place. Similarly with your physical life experience, you just happen to walk into it, or it just coalesces or conforms around you all of a sudden, but it was going along all along. You just say that you experienced it right now, but technically, physically, it's been going on. You just became awake and aware in that fragment or that section of the episode. So give this a little bit of thought and understand why observing others is important, because unless you want other people to run your life story, you better run their life story and observe them in ways that only favor and benefit your desired outcomes, always. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I will talk to you in the next video.